You could spend $3,000 on new furniture, and your living room would still look like a rental unit. Here's the uncomfortable truth. It's rarely about how much you spend. It's about 5 specific mistakes almost every homeowner makes without realizing it. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to fix all 5. Most of them for under $50 each, and one of them costs nothing at all. Before we get into it, hit subscribe so you don't lose this channel, because we're breaking down the fix for mistake number 4 that most interior designers charge $300 just to point out, and it takes 10 minutes to correct. Stick around because mistake number 3 is the one almost nobody catches in their own home, even though it's the most obvious once you see it. Why this happens to everyone. Most of us decorate reactively. You buy a couch because you need somewhere to sit. You grab a lamp because the room felt dark. Nothing is wrong with any single decision, but none of those decisions were made with the whole room in mind. That's the real difference between a space that feels curated and one that feels thrown together. It's not talent and it's not money. It's whether choices were made in relationship to each other or in isolation. Every fix below is about connecting decisions that were made separately. Mistake 1: the lighting trap. Most homes rely on a single overhead light and call it done. That single source creates flat, harsh shadows that make every room feel like a doctor's office instead of a home. In 2026, designers are layering light on purpose, mixing lamps, dimmable ceiling fixtures, and accent lighting so a room has depth instead of one flat wash of brightness. This has become one of the clearest markers separating a professionally designed room from an amateur one, and it's also one of the cheapest problems to fix. Here's the fix. Add 2 lamps at different heights in any room, 1 floor lamp and 1 table lamp. Height variation matters because a room lit only from waist level or only from the ceiling still feels flat. Put your overhead light on a dimmer if you can. Most dimmer switches cost under $20 and take 15 minutes to install, or use smart bulbs that dim through an app with 0 wiring at all. Warm bulbs only. Nothing above 2700 Kelvin. This is the detail almost everyone gets wrong. Cool white bulbs might feel bright and clean in a hardware store, but in a living space they read as sterile and clinical. Warm bulbs mimic candlelight and sunset tones, instantly making a room feel inhabited rather than inspected. If you want to go further, add 1 small accent light, a picture light over art or an LED strip under a shelf, to create pools of light that give the room dimension. This single change makes a room feel twice as expensive without moving a single piece of furniture, and it's genuinely the highest return on investment on this list. Mistake 2: the Matchy Furniture Set. Buying the entire living room set from one store, same wood tone, same fabric, same era, is the fastest way to make a space look like a showroom instead of a home. Nothing is technically wrong with it. The colors coordinate, the proportions are fine. But it feels impersonal because nobody actually made a decision, they just purchased one that was already made for them. Real designers mix old and new on purpose. A vintage side table next to a modern sofa. A thrifted mirror above a new console. This blending is one of the defining shifts for 2026, moving away from matched sets toward collected, personal spaces that look lived in over time rather than purchased in a single afternoon. Designers are even talking about mixing wood tones on purpose now. White oak flooring next to walnut cabinetry next to a pine side table, because those variations enhance each other instead of clashing when done with intention. The old rule of matching every wood tone in a room is quietly dying. You don't need to buy anything new to fix this. Look around your current room and identify anything that came from a different source than the rest, something secondhand, something inherited. Pull that piece into a more prominent position instead of tucking it away because it doesn't match. If you don't own anything like that, your next purchase should specifically not match what you already have. 1 vintage lamp or 1 weathered wood stool can shift the whole room from staged to lived in. Mistake 3: ignoring scale. This one is everywhere and almost nobody talks about it. A tiny rug under a huge sectional. A massive piece of art over a small console. Scale mistakes are why a room can be fully furnished and still feel off, and you won't always know why. Rugs are the most common offender. A rug that's too small makes furniture look like it's floating in an empty ocean of floor and shrinks the whole room visually. Even a large one. The fix: your rug should be big enough that at least the front legs of every major piece of furniture sit on it, tying the seating area together instead of scattering it. Artwork is next. People consistently buy art too small for the wall or the furniture below it, then wonder why the room feels unbalanced. Artwork should take up roughly 2/3 the width of the furniture below it. A small frame centered above a large sofa reads as an afterthought. A properly scaled piece anchors the whole wall. The same principle applies to lamps, mirrors, and plants. Before buying anything else, measure the space it's going into and measure the furniture it needs to relate to. Takes more discipline than eyeballing it in a store, but it saves you the most money long term, because scale mistakes are expensive to return and even more expensive to just live with. Mistake 4. Skipping texture. Flat surfaces everywhere, smooth walls, smooth fabric, smooth everything, is what makes a space feel cold no matter the color palette. This is the one most designers would charge you to point out because nothing is technically wrong with the room, it just feels sterile. 2026 design is leaning hard into texture as an actual design principle, not an afterthought. Etched plaster walls, rugs woven to echo wind-blown grass, fluted wood paneling replacing flat smooth surfaces. Designers are treating texture the way they used to treat color, as a primary tool for warmth and depth. Etsy even named an official texture of the year for 2026, washed linen, because texture has become that central to how people are approaching their homes. Smooth, flat surfaces reflect light evenly and boringly, giving your eye nothing to catch on. Textured surfaces catch light differently across every inch, which your brain reads as warmth and richness even if you can't say why. The fix costs almost nothing. Add a woven basket, a chunky knit throw, a wood bowl with visible grain, anything you can actually feel with your hand. 3 texture pieces in a room kills that flat, sterile feeling. Your throw pillows are the biggest missed opportunity here. Swap even one smooth cotton pillow for a boucle or chunky knit, and the whole seating area gains dimension. Mistake 5. The color that's technically white but feels wrong. Stark, cold white walls were everywhere for the last decade and they're aging fast. The shift for 2026 is toward warm, calming neutrals, stone, clay, soft taupe, and greige, tones that feel grounded instead of clinical. These colors pair beautifully with the warm wood tones already dominating cabinetry and flooring trends, and unlike stark white, they don't compete with natural light, they soften it. If your walls are a bright, cool white, especially with blue or gray undertones, and your room still feels uninviting no matter what you add to it, this is likely why. You can get the lighting right, the scale right, the texture right, and it will still feel slightly off because the backdrop is working against you. You don't need to repaint the whole house. Start with one accent wall in a warm neutral and see how much the room shifts. If you're not ready to commit to paint, peel and stick wallpaper in a warm clay or stone tone has come a long way and removes without damage, a good option if you're renting. Try it behind your bed or your sofa first. Bonus principle that ties all 5 together. Every mistake on this list comes down to the same root cause. Decisions made in isolation instead of in relationship to the rest of the room. Flat lighting happens when you only think about function, not mood. Matchy furniture happens when you buy a set instead of building a collection. Scale mistakes happen when you buy what you like without measuring what you have. Missing texture happens when you decorate with your eyes only. And cold white walls happen when you default to what's safe instead of what feels warm to live inside of. The thread through every fix here is intention, not more money, not more stuff, just decisions made with the whole room in mind. None of these fixes require a renovation or a big budget. They require noticing what's actually working against your space instead of assuming you just need to buy more stuff. Pick one mistake from this list, just one, and fix it this week. Small deliberate changes compound faster than people expect. If you want the exact warm neutral paint codes and lamp recommendations we use in these makeovers, that list is in the description below. Subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this one, and let me know in the comments which mistake you're guilty of. I read every single one.